Someone once said, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerdy Optometrist, a podcast channel for all things optometry. And this is your host, Ukti Vora. Before I get into the introduction of this amazing guest that I have today, I have to tell you a story on how we met or we virtually met. I saw him on a TV show, Shark Tank, which everybody knows because it's a global TV show. But I saw him on Shark Tank India. And out of my curiosity and something which I do probably randomly, if I like someone, I approach them. And that's what I did. I just reached out to Honey saying, hey, I really like what you do. Can we connect? And he was humble enough to connect. And that's how we met, we discussed, and now he is our guest for today. So a small message can do a lot. Now, to talk about who he is, if you haven't seen the episode of Shark Tank India, I would highly suggest all of you to do watch it, and I'll be dropping the link in the description as well. I'll try my best to introduce him, but trust me, the introduction is too small for the achievements that he has done so far. A warm welcome to Mr. Hunny Bhagchandani. He is the founder of TorchIt, a social innovator who shares a keen sense to bring in the society by empowering the differently abled community with the power of independence. Growing up in a modern Sindhi business family in Ahmedabad, he acquired the traits of being compassionate while also bringing economics to everything. Where if a thing is not effective and sustainable, it wouldn't survive the test of time. He pursued his bachelor's in industrial engineering from Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University, India, Leadership Innovation Fellowship from the Royal Academy of Engineering, UK. He is also a fellow of Enabling Toys MIT Media Lab, USA. He's also won a national award in 2020 for cost effective innovative devices. He's also been featured as a top 100 startups to watch out in India for 2021 and has been featured in Shark Tank India, thanks to which I am connecting and welcoming him to this podcast. With this small and brief introduction, a very warm welcome, Honey, and welcome to this podcast.
Thank you so much, Yukti. Thank you so much having me here, and thank you for this lovely introduction. And would love to discuss more during our podcast.
Absolutely. You
Thank
have done
you.
so much. I don't even know where to start, but we'll go from the beginning with my very favorite question. How did all this start? Like what is the idea behind it? When did you start? Why did you think of going into this space?
Yeah. So, um, actually, idea initiated when I did my internship. When I was doing my internship in Blind People Association. So after first year of engineering, we have to do a compulsory social internship, which I did in a blind association in Ahmedabad. And during my internship, like there are two groups. One group is the visually impaired, one group is the not visually impaired. Yeah, so we have to work together and make a like working environment more inclusive for the visually impaired.
Mhm.
So how sighted and the visually impaired can work together? It was the project, like for a 2 months project. So how we can create a inclusive work culture. So that was the project. So two visually impaired, two sighted person working together and giving their suggestions. Okay, like this is how this will be going to work.
Mhm.
So during my internship, it was very amazing. Like initially, I thought, "Okay, why I'm doing a social internship?" Like because my initial background was I was not that like topper kind of thing, but after ninth standard, I became a topper because my father told me if you don't want to study, it's completely fine. Yeah, we have a business, so you can expand. And from third or fourth standard, I'm used to go to my father's shop, my father's business, whenever it's possible, like weekends, vacations. So I thought like I don't want to do this trading business, although it's good. If I went, if I part of that business, I have bring two to four new products, or and it's again a trading. So I don't want to do a business kind of thing where there is no name around it, because as a trader we don't, we make good money, but we don't make a brand something.
Mhm.
So initially I thought like I have to make something. not just trading. So my father told me to do study. That's why I did study because I don't wanted to go into my father's shop, my father's business. So this is how I became a topper in 10th, 11th, 12th in first year to third year of my engineering. So being an engineer, I was doing many things around in the social clubs. And being an industrial engineer, I was um, very keen to work with many supply chain, global supply chain companies. Like who are, but it is not my dream to work with them, but it is what I like to work.
Mm-hmm.
But I have internally, I have to make something. So I have to make something. So why I'm doing a social internship? So this is what this is my first fundamental why I'm doing a social internship. So, but it was a compulsory. That's why I told you like it's a compulsory social internship. So that's why I did. But I when I went to the internship, I felt something amazing. Like to work with a visually impaired, it's completely different um, game altogether. Like how we engaged in first day itself and how we make comments. They're not different. They are just having some disability. Like even if I remove my glasses, I cannot see what is written 3 meters away. So like they have same disability in a
Right.
little larger manner. So they are human beings. And before that, I never interacted that close to the visually impaired. But within 1 month, our friendship uh, like become stronger, and um, after 1.5 months, that person in our group, visually impaired person, who is almost 100% visually impaired, and he used to work from very far location to the
Center.
NGO and more via some public transport more. And one day he came, like we got a message like he is not coming because he admitted to the hospital because while coming to the organization, he got a very big head injury.
Mm.
So and he got 6 stitches as well. Like and it was very shocking news for us. Like he was one of the most comedian like person, and without it, and he didn't came for next 1 week as well because he got very heavy injury in the head. Inspired me to do something like I can do something, and I talked with a couple of blind persons there, and I talked with my mentor, like who is another again a visually impaired blind person. Under him I was doing my internship, and I talked like this happened, and he said, hey, yeah, this is very common for visually impaired person. Like a white cane can detect the ground level objects, but what about the above knee level, above waist level objects?
Mm.
So that's why they need a sighted person's assistant. So
Right.
that's why they are becoming dependent on the sighted person. So I said, like we are living in a 21st century. We talk about the smart watches. We talk about the smartphones. We talk about the smart cities as well. Why not? We can create some sensor-based product for the visually impaired, which will guide. So he said, yeah, many engineering students, many design students, many management students had come up with that kind of idea, but no one actually started working on that. There's a huge demand, but again, the market is very small. So that's why you guys are not preparing some products for us. So that pinched me. How can I develop this kind of product? So this is how journey of TorchIt started. I clearly remember the date in somewhere July 2015. July 2015. So and within 15, 10, 20 days, our college uh, reopened. Like we again went to the university's college second year, and somehow within 1 month, August around, I got an idea. When we cannot see in deep dark, like when lights went, we used to use torch. uh, so why not a visually impaired or blind person can use a torch in different sense, not as a light but as a
Yeah.
different sense. So I removed the light of the torch, the bulb in the torch, and put in the ultrasonic sensor and did Arduino programming within 2 days. And on the third day, I was in Blind People Association, like after almost 1 month. I went to the Blind People Association and they were very happy. They prepared this. It will tells you whatever at around 2 feet, 4 feet range. It will guide you like through different patterns. So buzzer sound.
Mm-hmm.
So they were very happy and they tried. I went to the mentor, like who is visually
Yeah.
impaired, and after 30, 40 minutes, he was very excited and he asked some teacher to collect each and every visually impaired person in prayer hall, like almost 300 visually impaired person in a prayer hall. And I was talking in front of 300. I was standing in front of 300 people and looking at them like. And I never had a public speaking. And at that time, I was like very nervous. Like, how should I talk with this 300 plus audience? And what should I do? Like, even I didn't had research anything. Like,
Right.
I just had idea and I prepared. And like within 2 days of work, what should I explain? Like what I do, and I explained it within in 3 minutes. And I told, okay, why should I explain? Why should you not try this product?
Right.
So like 10 people raised their hand and they came and I demonstrated, and it demonstrated went for 3 hours, and it was very awesome of feeling like they were blessing me like anything. Like I did my just 3 days work. So okay. Long story short, this is how I went. I started with TorchIt as a project. I was in a school of technology management, SOT.
Mm-hmm.
So one day SOT management told me like, "What are you doing?" Something as a just in general conversation, and I told like I made this and it was helping a blind or the visually impaired person. And he said, "Do you have prototype?" Yeah, I saw some videos and some photos. He was very he got very excited. Like, great, you did something extraordinary. So and he said like, give me some documents around it or some paragraphs so I can put to the higher management. And I gave over within 1 day or 2 days because I have to write something around it because I didn't prepare any content around it.
Right.
So I shared one video and one pager of my thoughts. Uh, so I had to do some subject line. This is what I taught it uh, product for the visually impaired. Torch it product for the visually impaired. I cannot say it's torch for visually impaired. Torch it product for visually impaired. This is how that first letter converted that letter into the 25 lakhs of rupees grant. And my professor approached to the government of Gujarat, and government of Gujarat gave 25 lakhs Indian rupees, which is roughly around I don't know, 45,000 US dollars,
Yeah.
40
We'll
45,000 US dollars.
Yeah, we'll actually get into that grant and piece a bit later, but I actually want to discuss a couple of things which was so amazing that you shared. Ye nahi to you have a backup plan, but having said that, you wanted to do something of your own while you could easily have settled in your family business. So I think I commend you for what you have done. I think that is incredible. And no, I have to say that, even though this was a small project, opportunities can actually land in front of you any time, and you need to keep your eyes,
Agree.
ears, options always open, because this could have been just a 2-month project and you would have moved on. But that one incident, you did make sure that it is with you, and you were constantly looking for solutions. You say that the idea did click in a day and you made the prototype in 3 days, but it was there with you for that entire month. So let's not discount that thought process, because it was there. Okay, how do I find a
Yes.
solution? Yeah, if I am able to do something, I'm just saying something, or do I'm also looking for solutions? So there are thousands of problems. Pick one and try to find a solution. I think that is commendable that you have done.
Yes.
And I really enjoy how you said you created an immediate prototype. Now, before we get into, for people who might not know, who are students, because I also have listeners who are students, can you explain what a prototype is? Like, what is a simple
Yes.
definition of prototype?
Prospect is like whatever you have thought. It is working thing of that idea. Like
Got
whatever
it.
you said, like as I told to the mentor, like we can create something which can help them in identifying what is coming in front of you. So this is how we made a working project. It is a project only, a
Got it.
small science project, something. So it is a science project. In entrepreneurship, we call MVP, minimal
Right.
viable prototype.
Correct.
So what is minimal viable prototype? So without much efforts, without much resources, you create something,
Hmm.
and whether this technology is working or not.
Got it.
This is MVP or the prototype.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's very important because prototype is not your final project. It will not be aesthetically out
Yes, yes,
there.
yes.
It will have lot of iterations. So it is just something कि तुम्हारे दिमाग में कुछ है, you have an idea, pick up things. It could also be an MVP, can also be maybe a presentation where you have all the details, laid out. If you are not, say, if you're building a software, you cannot code, but what can you do with existing things to start making that a reality? That I would say would be
Exactly.
a first thing, and it is always raw. There are always a lot of iterations that will happen before the final product comes up, right?
Exactly. I'm coming into that. I'm coming into that. So
Yeah.
initially, when I demonstrated this torch to the blind, the visually impaired person, and they were so happy. And on the that day, I got a 10 pieces order, and I got very lucky. I like there are 300 people, and around India there will be in lakhs something.
Right.
So this prototype I can sell to anyone, and I thought like this as a businessman, but it never happens like you think. Of course, the intention was 60% impact, 40% the business. Uh, so, but story never that easy.
Right.
So the real struggle starts after 2 months when I got the grant from the government. Like now I have to work with full responsibility on this project. This I did for my patient, like for myself.
Right.
I made the prototype. It was on ever ready torch shell, and I put it the Arduino. I put it the battery 9 volt battery. I put it the ultrasonic sensor and buzzer, and it is just a prototype. It's just a project. This is not a final product. So now the main thing started rolling. Like I have to make a product. I got grant. I am responsible for the making product.
Right.
Okay, that product where the blind person or the visually impaired person or someone who will purchase with their money.
Hmm.
So for that, it requires a lot of your attention. It requires a lot of your time. It requires a lot of your uh, expertise. Like so, this is another journey altogether to developing prototype to the product. I can say like I worked for more than uh, 26 months
Hmm.
for making prototype to the product, and I failed 16 times. I cannot say I failed, but I can say iterated. I traded 16 times, and the final product was on 17th iteration, and I launched in 12th October 2017 on World Blind Day. And I was going to launch this product. My deadline was somewhere around uh, 15th or 16th March 2017.
Wow.
Why 15th, 16th March? Because I thought, so till my third year, I was university topper, and I utilized around 6 to 7 lakh rupees, like what is dollar, roughly around 15,000 dollars I utilized from the grant of 40,000. I utilized this much amount, and I made 6 or 7 prototypes, and it was not working at all. I was not doing actually iteration. I was just putting their ideas and making them. At the same time, I was doing study. At the same time, I was representing many clubs. At the same time, I did many research. I wrote many research papers. I traveled 4 or 5 countries for my research paper work. As I told you, right? I was a university industrial engineering topper. My interest was in supply chain something
Got it.
as a consultancy. Um, so my father told me like even I got a placement opportunity. Like one of high pay placement opportunity from the MNC after third year of my engineering. Uh, so being in very lucky side, but I can say um, three things. Like my father told me, like you never uh, work in two different projects at the same time.
Mm.
Otherwise, you never focus on one project, and you will never success if you're not focused. Second thing, the money you have received at the very young age, like 19, 20 year of age. So you should not waste that money because $40,000 is not a small money to invest in you. They have
Right.
invested in you, not in your idea. Because that idea can be made by anyone. So you don't have to disrespect that money, and you have to fully utilize. Otherwise, if you're not working on this project, I will repay of $12,000 to the government because we don't need money if you're not working on that project. So if you're working on that project, like then that's really great, and utilize that money very effectively. So money never comes because this is your beginning of your life,
Right.
financial life. And third thing, he told now you have three options. Choose wisely what actually you wanted to do. Like first is my business. Second is your job opportunity. Third, TorchIt. TorchIt is at that time TorchIt was not yet registered.
Mm.
Not yet registered in a company. I got grant and I was working as a project only. So TorchIt as a project. Uh, it is a very small stretch, but according to looking at your work, I can see you can do at least for 2 years in TorchIt, another 2 years, and then you can start thinking about
What you
if
want to
it
do?
will not work, then yeah, you can do anything you want. So I agree with my father's point. Like even indirectly, he gave me a window of 2 years. Like you can use your time in 2 years, and if it's not happened, then you think about your life. So I gave a window of 2 years for my father indirectly, and I completely respect that conversation. Till now, I remember that conversation. So I talked with my mentors, like the management of PDPU, like my university, my mentors, like from the incubation group, and I told like I don't know what I have to do, but I'm a little confused, and I talked with my blind persons as well. Like I am saying my blind persons, but this is how our relation built in last one year of profiling. So I said like if I work in this project, will you really purchase this or will you really use this device or not? So this is my future now.
Right.
Whether I go into or not, it is all depending on your comments.
Right.
So many people said, yeah, we will use, and one of our user from uh, Surendranagar, like you must be heard about Surendranagar, which is a very small town near Ahmedabad, around
Right.
150 kilometers. Ahmedabad again is one of
The
the
metro cities. Yeah.
financial city, metro city of India. So he told me, Honey Bhai, like with all respect, Honey Bhai, if you launch this product, we will definitely purchase 500 units for Surendranagar area. This is my commitment to you. And I thought, okay, 500 into 1500 is roughly around 20 lakhs of revenue. 20 lakhs, which is roughly around $35,000 of revenue. So, okay, I have commitment of 500 people who are going to use. Then why not I should invest my 2 years at least? Because
Right.
at the same time, my father what said like we have to give money back to the government if you're not
Yeah.
working on this project. So this gave me the confidence, and on the 19th August 2016, I registered my company, and I gave a time period of roughly around 10 months from August to March to develop a product, final product in 10 months. I gave myself a time of 10 months, but things are not working is our schedule. So it got delayed and it went to the October, more 13 months.
But I have to say, I
So
really have to thank your father for all his wise advice. I think from him asking you to, top the class, that gave you a lot of opportunity and exposure. And it takes a lot of, I would like to give a lot of credit to him for him believing in what you're doing and teaching you at a very young age the importance of focusing on one project, because sometimes it could be very tempting, right? If you have a good opportunity in a corporate or an MNC companies, it could just be very tempting. Why should you take all the effort? Let me just, do a job and sit and relax. And this
yes,
could work parallelly, even if it takes 4 years or 2 years, who cares, right? I have the money. I'm still working, but I can stretch it out. That definitely would have not got justice to what you were trying to do. And having this backup option always helps, that I'm here for you. Give yourself 2 years and then we can look into it. I have to commend
yes.
your father on this. I think it's a brilliant advice, and I would highly share that, and I would feel everyone should believe in that. Whatever project you do, put your 100% and give it some time to grow. And another thing which you mentioned, I feel was very interesting, of you reaching out to your mentors, because mentors definitely play a huge role in helping you make a more conscious decision. Sometimes you might be too emotional if it's your product, or sometimes, your parents will always think good for you, but the mentors will know the industry and will give you the reality check, whether it's, worth it in investing your time and effort. And
Sometimes
your
I was crying in front of my mentors, like what I'm doing. I was too frustrated. Like, so the my hardest journey I can still remember. So my fellow batchmates uh, were doing some like abroad education, or some were uh, joining IIM, some are joining many good companies. And after my engineering, I'm going to the university. So
Mhm.
that is very uh, tough journey for me. Like what I'm doing actually.
Mm.
Even being in topper, I'm again coming to my university and doing nothing. And at the same time, I was at my 13th or 14th prototype, and it was not getting the fair outcomes from the community, from the blind people. They were saying still they want some improvements in the battery, in the technical side. Uh, Abhi, still I didn't have the technology ready. Like it will take another 3 to 4 months, and when deadline breaks, no, it hurts. It hurts a lot. So 15th, 16th of March, I gave the deadline, and because deadline was my in the university is getting over.
Mm.
Like I passed out. I completed my graduation on 15th, 16th of 17th, 2017. So the deadline was like before completing my university, I complete this product. So that
Mm.
was my internal goal for myself. So at the same time, I'm coming to the university and doing nothing for me, and like it is not happening as per my plan.
Right.
So I have team of around 12, 13 interns at the time. I have to work with suppliers, work with blind institutes, work with the designers, work with marketing team, work with many competitions, working with lot of mentors, working with lot of reports and all those things, because we got a grant, so we have to every week we have to write a report what we did in. So there's no progress around it, and I was spending my entire day into this. And even so like my family is very supportive, but they were also worried what I'm doing,
Mm.
because I was not happy at that time. Like I was not happy in terms of like it's a roller coaster journey, I can say, for any entrepreneur. So in my story, like I used to apply as many as competition if as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So from the competition, I used to connect with good mentors. I used to connect with good industry leaders. I used to connect with a lot of. I got many accolades because of that only. So this is how before the product launch we got 35 awards.
Oh,
Before
that's
the product launch,
that
35 awards.
that so
So
okay. So
from
I need to kind of pause you, and I need to actually, look
yes,
into multiple things that you said, because you say things very casually, but trust me, on the other side, I'm like, oh my God, it's a lot. So I want to break down a couple of things that you mentioned. One thing that you had said previously was you reached out to people trying to first ask them, if I make something, will you use my product? That in a very literal sense is your market research. It might sound कि मैंने लोगों को पूछा है, but in a
yes, yes,
technical term, it is a marketing research which many companies do it. So I think before you get too invested and give your heart and soul and time and everything, it is very important to also check, is this product useful, and do that quick market research. And I think you did a brilliant job, and plus your business background really helped you calculate the the financial piece of it. I think that is very important to know, if you're investing so much, is it even financially viable? So that's one. And I really loved how you mentioned that you were frustrated. Otherwise, it looks very pretty outside. That you won awards, you went to Shark Tank India, you went to like venture thing. People are investing in you. You have like the national award, but nobody has seen the pain and the frustration you went through in the journey. So I really appreciate you talking about the failures or the learnings in the process, that it was a brilliant ever ready torch product, but that is MVP. That's not a final project. People are not going to move around with a torch. You have to design it, and that process took 26 months. I think that's commendable, and thanks to everyone who supported and pushed you to stay motivated at times when I'm sure you would have felt, okay, I'm done.
exactly. Yeah, many times.
Tell me more about like you said right now, you were saying that you have to write a lot of things. So what is a life cycle of a startup from an MVP to writing grants or going to these competitions? What was your motivation? How do you do it? How do you go and raise money, right? Because you also went to like the venture rounds. And the thing is, you mentioned that you were shy, you had stage fear. Though you were topper, you could be a very good in terms of education, but presentation skills are very different. You would have been extremely nervous, as I can imagine, but you still were able to like go out there and put yourself in front of like people who are going to ask like 1 million questions. How did that entire cycle work, and how did you go around it?
So I can say it's passion or persistence.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have passion, so you can do anything. Like it is not require your degree, it's not require your skills. Skills can be developed, and persistence, it will be process of your evolution.
Right.
If you fail, so we like right now, after doing my IIM course, I'm Ahmedabad University of Management Ahmedabad course, I got to know like which I implemented in my journey, which was fail fast.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
there's a concept in management, journey of fail fast, in which directly or indirectly I have implemented in my journey before getting to IIM and IIM Ahmedabad, which is one of the prestigious university in the world.
Right. Absolutely.
So uh, like when you're doing persistent thing, your skills will definitely improve. And I am coming from a Gujarati medium. Like I'm not studied in English medium. So I develop all those skills, and even you can feel my grammar is not that strong.
Hmm. But no,
But
I think that's wonderful, right? It's a language, or I could be amazing in talking or giving speeches, but if I have no product, or if I have no idea, or if I have no innovation, what am I going to even speak, right? What am I going to present? Like,
yes,
that is one of the skills, and as you rightly said, it can be developed. It is not.
yeah,
It is required, yes. It will help you, put your best foot forward, and I'm sure you would have worked towards it as well, but that should not stop you from innovating or following your dreams. So I think
yes.
that's a great inspirational point that you did put out there, that yeah, okay, yeah, my English is not that great probably, but I have those many awards, I have national awards, I have my own company.
No, no, not like this, please.
No, that's
So actually,
inspirational. I'm like, that should not stop you. If anybody is trying, or anybody feels, I have a great idea,
yeah.
but I cannot say it well. So should I, that should not be taken as a negative thing. It could be something that you can work on, but follow your dreams and, things will fall in place.
Yes, yes, exactly. The same point you rightly mentioned. Follow your dreams. Dreams will come to your path. So there's a Hindi quote as well, like शिद्दत से चाहते हो तो पूरी कायनात उसको मिलाने में आपको हेल्प करती है.
Right,
Something
absolutely.
Shahrukh Khan ka dialogue.
जी,
So this is really happening because at sometimes I was feeling what I'm doing, and within a week there's some miracle is happening, and amazing. Like this is that's why it's very amazing journey of entrepreneurship. Even still today, I was uh, remembering those days, like how those days was. Okay, like even not those days, even after COVID. I'm sharing my recent example. Even after COVID, uh, before COVID means March, Feb 2020, we were a team of around 27 people, 28 people, including me. So after COVID, we didn't spend money properly. We spend money like with extra cost and extra something. So after COVID, we didn't have money because our all orders, our all uh,
resource.
revenue went to the COVID fund.
Mm-hmm.
So we have roughly around commitment of $1.5 million of business in 2020, but because of COVID, those funds went to the uh, COVID fund, and we don't have the money to give to the our employees. And many people left our organization. Like from 27 people, we came to be around 8 people. And in the main part, my co-founder again left me. Like he joined in 2017 before the product launch. He was from IIM Calcutta, and he helped a lot in TorchIt. So he was handling Delhi operations because I used to travel Delhi a lot. Delhi being a capital of India, and
Mm-hmm.
government is sitting there, and he helped a lot from Delhi. And we have Delhi office as well. So he left. We have to shut our Delhi office. We have to again that stage of 2017, like what I'm doing, if I'm doing right or not. My entire team almost left. I have 7 8 people. So again, I used to work talk with my mentors and all those things. What should I do? So this gave me the same time frame which my father did. My father said, okay, you have achieved something, so this is now you can views on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't always depend on me. You try to figure out yourself because you have achieved something.
Right.
You impacted 25 40,000 people lives already, and having a good revenue, having a first round of investment. So don't worry. I believe in you. Whatever you do, you don't have to depend on me. So and when responsibilities are on your shoulder, then it pushes further down. Now I don't have my father's support. Not like that, but
But yeah, he wanted you to
what
make
should I do?
decision for yourself.
Exactly. So then I started talking to a couple of mentors. I reached out, and luckily, one mentor helped me a lot. He came to Ahmedabad to motivate me, and he told like give yourself around 8 months of time because I have money in the bank to survive at least 8 months. So give your time for 8 months, and then see what will happen. And I'm talking about this point in November, October 2020, after lockdown,
Mm.
when market is open, but we don't have funds to survive that much. And our team is going to other
Yeah.
places. Like many people went to the abroad for their higher studies and all those things. So then we survived when we thought like, okay, don't look in other ideas. Survive on this product only and other products only, which we have. We have developed 3 products till date around the persons with disability, and focus on our products, and do not change your focus for other field or other marketplaces. So then we got very good huge order in February itself, February 2021, and we again luckily or um, so something. So I'm not saying blindly you give the time to yourself, because
Right.
it sometimes it happens like after 5 years you are doing nothing, and you are working on some other project which may not convert, and you are risking your life,
Right.
because for entrepreneurs time is the one of the biggest resource which they have.
Right, right. I think
So
you have highlighted amazing highlights and important learning lessons here. One is, you should first have an amazing team of mentors, and you need to go out and like talk to people. Sometimes it is also very important to reflect and review what you're doing, because as I had mentioned earlier, right, you could be very passionate, this is your project, this is your baby, right, you've actually seen it grow over the years. You now that you have it all right, and now if you feel, is it a right thing to do? And as you rightly mentioned, time is of an essence. So it is always important to reflect and make a more conscious decision versus an emotional decision at times. So you need to have a very good balance there, and I think those are very important lessons, not just for entrepreneurs, even for people who are working. If you're not happy with your role, or if you're not happy with what you're doing, it is always important to reflect and see what you want to do in life versus just letting the
agree.
life decide things for you, right? Okay, maybe I don't want to start a company, but am I happy with what I'm doing, right? Everybody could have
Exactly.
their own choices, but it's important to reflect and have mentors who will guide you to grow. I think those are amazing insights that you shared. Now you briefly touched upon the product, so I know you did a lot of work in the blind and visually impaired, but you have a series of products. So I want to ask you a quick question of, can you give me a overview of the products that you have, where are they available, and what are you trying to target through those products? So just a little more an overview of what TorchIt is offering today.
Okay, great. So, uh, yeah, right now we have around 6 products. Three products around visual impaired, which we have developed in-house, and the 3 products are around other disabilities like hearing and speech impaired, locomotive impaired, and persons with having a lower limb amputees.
Got it.
So we have around six products, and 6 products are available on our website. Like one product, it is under the research, and apart from this, we are now trying to create a community. We are trying to create a platform where we can support in our ability to support in terms of marketing, in terms of finance, in terms of mentorship, in terms of product development. 4 offerings we are offering to the new assistive startups, because right now, which we did exercise in last 4 to 5 years to develop a market, to develop a distribution network, to develop contacts, to develop NGOs partner, to having partners in many countries. So now we are looking to share, like we are open to share our
Learnings
connections
with
with,
everyone.
yeah. But this is not, I'm just sharing, but it is like win-win situation for both.
You are a
Uh,
true entrepreneur. You're seeing at a bigger picture, which sometimes we lack, because we might just think, okay, I'm going to focus on my company, I don't want to share my trade secrets. But your whole mission of helping the community is so very well received and highlighted, that not just the product is helping the visually impaired, or like people with disabilities, but you're also helping the entire community of entrepreneurs to grow with you, to make sure that they don't struggle the way you have done, or if they have the lower points in their roller coaster ride, you are there to help them. Hey, you know what, we got this, let's
yeah.
let's work on it together. I think that's incredible to think about it, and helping everyone grow. And I have to say this, I completely can relate to it. When I started my podcast channel, I was thinking I'll interview people so I can share their stories to everyone, and help others. But trust me, it has helped me a lot more than what I would have thought. Who would have imagined me talking to you, or me approaching, right? I have no other reason to approach to you if it wasn't for this channel. So I think you always learn so much more than you would think, The initial idea could be I'm helping someone, but they are actually helping you a lot more than you would imagine. So I think that's a wonderful, wonderful idea. And congratulations for, initiating this. And for all the listeners, I will be dropping the links of TorchIt and the product. So do check it out. And I'll also be sharing links where you can buy these products. And Honey, how can they reach you? Can they connect with you on LinkedIn if they want to approach and learn more about?
Yeah, uh, yeah, I'm available on majorly each and every social media like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, but LinkedIn more active. Even you can approach like, of course, your all readers are around ophthalmologists and optometrics. So of course, I would love to connect with you directly over the mail. You can share my mail ID as well. And
Wonderful.
this is
Okay.
what like and the main part I forget to share what is TorchIt, how we identify the startups, how we work with. So we identify we created our judging criteria. First is utilitarian, how your product, how which product, wherever, if we ask for ourselves as well, if you're making some product, so we around 3 points only. First is how this product will be utilitarian
Mm-hmm.
to the end community, how it will be used, how uh, it will create a more value to their lives. Second is innovation,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is complete new innovation or whether it is uh, something
That's
like which is
already
available and
available.
they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we work around the innovation and the innovation with manufacturing, whether it can be uh, scalable or not.
Mm-hmm.
And third, most important is affordability,
Very good. Yeah.
because and entire of our product range are most affordable. That's why that is what one of our USP is. Because if it is not affordable, the community which we are trying to address, which cannot afford, which cannot use without affordability. There are many solutions available before the product launch of Torch. Then
Right.
I did a little market research. Like products are available roughly around $700 to 2,000 $2,300, which is not affordable for the middle class in India who are having vision loss and working in any service sector of around $200 or $300
Yeah.
per month salary. So we made a product which is roughly around $45 to $60 of $60. So
Right.
this is one of the USP: utility, innovation, and third is affordability.
Yeah,
So
I think that is brilliant. I can't imagine you brought the cost from 700 to $1,000 of a product to literally 645 to $60. I actually saw the product on Amazon and I was actually making sure am I converting it right. So I actually double checked it on Google. Is the conversion right? Is it that affordable? But I have to say it's wonderful. And yes, innovation is, I think that's what actually even intrigued you to, start. And utility, I think not just in the product, you are contributing a lot even in the community and the growth of the community. So a huge shout out, and I feel it's commendable work that you're doing. But we did talk a lot about your work, and I want to take you away from the entire work conversation and entrepreneurship to my game segment, where I want to know a little
oh,
bit about yourself. Okay, so are you ready for it?
I am.
All right.
I'm pretty nervous writing
Don't worry, it is going to be fun, but it's
because
rapid
my
fire.
comfort zone now it's not comfort zone.
You are an entrepreneur, you're used to being not comfortable. So it's a rapid fire. So only
Yeah,
one rule. I'll ask you a question and you have to rapidly give the answer that comes first in your mind. Okay. First question. If you were not an entrepreneur, or if you're not an engineer, what other profession do you see yourself in?
if I'm not an entrepreneur, I will be an engineer because I love engineering things.
But if not
And
engineering, which other profession do you think you would be in?
then of course my father's business.
Business. Okay. So you'll always
Uh,
be an entrepreneur or in the business segment.
yeah.
Okay. Your favorite travel destination?
So far South Korea.
South
Like I
Korea.
travel 19 countries, but South Korea I traveled 3 times because I love South Korean culture and the people around.
Wonderful. Your favorite cuisine?
Kunafe. It's Turkish delight.
Oh, interesting. I heard it for the first time. I think I should try that. Your favorite movie? Favorite? Any recent favorite?
Avengers.
Avengers. All right. If you had one superpower, now that you mentioned, you like Avengers, I think this question really relates well. If you had one superpower, what would you like that power to be?
Superpower, I can give eyes to my visual impaired friends.
That's wonderful. I'm sure all of us in the eye care community can relate to that superpower. That's really nice of you to think
Yes.
about it. Now, if you were to interview a guest, dead or alive, who would that be? And do you have a question in mind?
Yeah, of course. Like my favorite person is this Elon Musk. I follow him a lot.
Mhm.
Um, so my question is like, what motivates you? How you are so crazy? Like, what is the motivation power? And so the same a question which I face myself as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's a wonderful question for Elon Musk. Like, how are you so crazy? Like, how are you so
Yeah.
persistently crazy? I like it. Last question in the rapid fire round. If we were to write an autobiography about your journey, what would you like the title to be?
Yeah. How this can be rapid? Uh,
Jaldi, jaldi, first word that comes to your mind.
I can say roller coaster journey of TorchIt
Okay,
or
I
something.
like it. I like it. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
That's the end of a rapid fire question round, and I think you did pretty well. Now we'll go to another quick game, which is this or that.
Acha.
You'll have to just choose one of the options. Okay, very simple. Uh, are you a dog person or a cat person?
Kate.
Cat. Okay. What do you prefer, a call or a text?
Call.
Call. Awesome. Glasses or contact lenses?
Glasses.
Glasses. You have not tried contacts, I guess.
Like I tried first, uh, like in during my marriage, I tried कि मैं अभी glasses के साथ photo खींचूंगा अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. It won't look good with glasses on my reception, marriage reception. So I tried lenses and it was very scary. So I said,
Okay, I think
please,
to
I'll
all the optometrists in Ahmedabad, do reach out to Honey and make sure that his fear is being taken out of the contact lenses. But we take that very seriously. All right, that's good. Online shopping or shopping in a store?
I prefer both. Like online shopping, I prefer because I'm kind of lazy person. Simply,
You
why
are
should I
lazy.
go? Why should I spend my time to just go and
Right.
buy? Like why not online or even shop offline is like with my family or with my wife.
The question again, oceans or mountains?
I can say both because
Both.
I love oceans. I love mountains both.
Okay.
But I should answer only one, right?
Yes.
Oceans. Oceans.
Oceans. Okay. Last question, horror movies or comedy movies? What do you prefer?
Comedy.
Thank you so much, Honey. I think you did fantastic in both these games. Good job. I have to say,
Thank
this
you.
entire episode was very inspiring, very motivational. I love what you do, and I'll be dropping all the information about your work in the description. So, whoever would like to connect with him, know more about TorchIt, help the people and the community, please do reach out to him. And before we end this episode, I would like to ask you one last question. Do you have any takeaway message for all my listeners?
Mm, I can say like you all guys are doing wonderful job. Like you are the one of the pioneers who made assistive aids in the entire world. Because if I'm not wearing a glasses, so I cannot read anything. So you
Right.
guys gave me my eyes back, so I can read what is happening around, what is written in on the boards, on the hoardings, on the glass boards. So for not for me, for the entire 40% of the population, world population, you made their eyes more uh, useful for them. So you guys are doing fantastic job. Like I guess you all the listeners are around optometrics something.
Right. Yeah.
So but you are the one of the pioneers of assistive technology. I can
Wonderful.
say.
That thank you so much for being so kind to us, and also reinforcing the idea of what the impact that we do, and how you appreciate you being an entrepreneur, to giving us back of our contribution means a lot. With that, thank you so much, Honey, for your time. I know you have a very busy schedule, but I really appreciate you getting on this episode, and welcome to the nerdy family. Now you're officially a nerd.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me, Yuti. And it's really fun for me. And I feel relaxed after this call. And it is really enjoying talking to you. And I would love to I love to contribute if anything in my capacity. Thank you so much, Yukti, again for having me here, and would love to be part of this nerdy family.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.